perhaps, as they smoke up a bit late. Pretty rare for most teams to go for this type of smoke play. You generally see it when a team gets their opponents off guard or perhaps is an underdog. They will get that hill ward down. LGD now sweeping from right to left and heading north. LGD have a ward here. They've got eyes on Matumba Man. They could potentially set up for a first blood.
If they land the shackle, that's like first blood.
It's about to be caught. The shackle's coming through. The blink is there. The torrent to connect. LGD will draw the first blood.
Beautiful smoke. Not only did they get the first blood, they also got the lane they wanted. They don't want to put the melee PA against the Darkseer. Instead, they're going to put it against Matumba Man, and I think Matumba Man needs to just walk bottom. There's no way he's going to actually make that lane happen yet, and he does. So lane switch now coming out from Team Liquid. They are already in a big disadvantage.
Yeah, if you ever have to get into a lane swap war, you want to be the team that moves first, especially as the lanes do start off here. So LGD going to be happy with that. They also got 3 bounty runes. All things looking up for them in the very early moments. We'll see GH coming in.
They know that
middle laning. They know he's still up the arrow.
Exactly, yeah.
They could try for an early first blood play, but also Kuroki, no Frost Blast, so perhaps not just yet.
No waveform either. Level 1 here from Team Liquid is actually quite weak. And
seems like just a little zoning then from GH. Yeah. Maybe looking to punish, maybe if he gets out too far. So with the way the lanes have shaken out now, we do see Matumba Man go down bottom. They're going to potentially try to set up here a mind control in the top lane. They make their move. The shackle's coming through. Torrent to connect. Darkseer in danger. Not yet level 2. It's going to be a second kill for LGD. But while that was happening, Liquid struck back in the middle lane. They do take maybe down. So 2-1 across the board.
Normally, Kunkka is really considered as a weak laning hero, but you can see that the Shadow Shaman's definitely enabling him. Shackle does a ton of damage, and then the follow with Torrent. You're looking at like 3 to 4 seconds of chain stun, and not many heroes will be able to survive that in this stage of the game.
They've identified a weakness here in the LGD Vision game. There is no ward towards the bottom half of the map. They might be able to set up on 11 after making that play mid. He's very low in the trees, and GH gives him a quick whack, but won't pursue further. Matumba Man a bit slow as a follow-up hero. So it looks like LGD are going to settle down in their own right. They rotate off of the offensive tri-lane, leaving just Ame on his own here top looming.
Mind control, seeing that now the supports have rotated to the bottom. After seeing Yao porting to the bottom, then the Darkseer feels a little bit safe to walk to the top. But he always has to react where Yao is. If Yao disappears off the map, then the Darkseer also has to do so, because he's going to just die to Shackle Torrent again.
So Liquid do continue to rotate. They're now going to leave that Shaker down in the bottom lane. Mind Control still in his own. It's LGD coming up top, and they actually get the connection here on the Torrent. Mind Control does have the Surge available, but there may be
There's
X in play, so he's just trying to hoof it back, and as he moves, he gets around the tree line, but LGD were ready to get a follow-up Torrent. Damage coming through. They might net yet another kill. Indeed, they do. Taking the Darkseer down. Liquid are struggling to deal with this Victoria Kunkka early on, Lumi. It's been such a high-impact hero for them throughout the event. Perhaps his best support.
And we're seeing the weaknesses of the Liquid draft in terms of lane. We're going to see a Shackle coming through. There is a Skewer backward. Can he actually make it work? Torrent is going to hit Skewer back right into the tower. But Matumba Man's going to take a hit or two. Victoria on a killing spree. Wow.
GH looking for the save there. Actually cut off any chance of retreat with that fissure. And LGD, every rotation working out thus far. As far as the lanes go, CS looking relatively even here with Miracle. A bit of an edge early mid, but elsewhere the core is relatively on the same pace. So we do see Victoria now setting up on GH bottom, X in, just some harassment from him. They're settling into a tri-lane of their own. They might even send 11 up top, leave him 1v1 against the Darkseers. They're going to have a fish. Torrent connects. Matumba Man could be in danger. They can't afford to lose him again. He gets body blocked a little bit, tries to make it back to the trees, but no long range shackled. Yao, no mercy. 11 neither, and they might get it home. LGD got to run now. 11 low, being pursued out. Kuroki, can he finish him off? They get one. They'd love to get 11-2. The cooldown lacking. The mana also on GH as 11 TPs out, barely escaping. So LGD, they do go for the lane swap, but first, they set up that additional kill bottom.
Yeah, the Team Liquid strategy is just basically power farm Miracle in the mid lane with the Lich and Morphling. And granted, he is doing great, but they're paying a lot from these other lanes. The Lich now also forced to TP to other lanes to help out the lanes. I think LD, every time we cast a Lich game, this always seems to happen. The Lich is just feeling so much pressure on the other side of the map, and he's forced to help out.
This Lich, though, getting his early experience. Kuroki is level 4. He's participated, in fact, secured 2 of their kills. So definitely not struggling the way some of those other Liches were. His rotations have mostly paid off.
Definitely, but it's not game plan A, right? Like, this is more of like...
It's an excellent execution of plan B.
Right.
At least for now. They're going to bring a third hero in mid, and they set up on Mr. Miracle. Already he's got the 2 points and more. He's a pretty difficult kill. LGD, I'm sure they want to go for this. They might try. He waved in. Now an opening. Maybe he's going to pounce. Shackle's connecting. He's low on mana. Torrent's there as well. Where's the support? GH coming. It's too late. Miracle down again. LGD continue to rack up the kills.
The most impressive thing about LGD is that they always make these kind of double support rotations. You know, once they get level 2, once they get level 3, they always double smoke up and then just go for a gank. It's so hard and so dangerous to play against this playstyle, even if you know about it, because which lane are they going to go to? Is it mid, top, or bottom? And Miracle, not paying respect to that ganking pattern, is going to pay for it.
Still farming quite well here in the middle lane as Liquid continue to rub GH around, but you know, over towards mid, you can see Miracle getting bullied a little bit. Kuro keeps him in fighting shape, at least for now. So the lane do-si-do continues. Liquid just constantly shuffling these lanes up. LGD moving a lot, but more going for active kills. Seems like Liquid is largely in reaction mode for the time being.
In fact, I don't think Team Liquid, every time they went for a kill, or rather, sorry, if LGD went for a kill, I don't think they ever missed a kill, right? They're just converting every single time. And now that mid lane I said that was doing well for, you know, Miracle, the Mirana is actually doing quite well despite laning against the Lich. So you could make an argument that LGD is winning all 3 lane at this point. A very, very rough start.
If they are, it's a very mild advantage for now. If the Torrent comes in, include Miracle. It's only 1,000 gold advantage now. Of course, they do have Empower. They have a potential Turbo Farmer. And maybe he's going to tank a waveform here. Liquid first set up here with the Fissure, perhaps. They're going to lead with an X. Torrent as well, but it's GH from the Fog, who will interrupt, forcing them back on their heels.
Very good Fissure. That was going to be X right into an arrow that maybe was lining up, which would have definitely given them a kill.
So what's next, Lumi? We've seen a lot of the pick-off potential. We've got a Magnus PA on one side who can certainly clear those stacks. What are the team's game plans heading towards the mid-game now?
For LGD, it's going to be applying pressure to Team Liquid. Team Liquid, despite only losing about, in terms of 1,000 gold in net worth, they take a while to come online. So there's a lot of time for LGD to apply the pressure. Shaman, one of the best hero to do so early on, thanks to his level 6. And of course, Kunkka is going to be leading a ton of ganks with the X-Torn Bolt combination. And then you have cores like Mirana and PA. You don't need too many items on these cores to actually begin actively fighting. So the pressure is going to come online in about 5 minutes, probably even before that. And basically, Team Liquid just have to take it on the chin for a bit.
And one of the things we have talked about over the course of this tournament, we saw it come up a few times today, is how many ways teams have to initiate fights. And at least in this early stage, it feels like LGD have a lot more options. They can lead with the Moonlight Shadow. They can set up with an X-Torrent. They can even just fire an arrow and hope that it connects. You've got, not to mention, the Shackles, the Hex, even the Blink RP later. Whereas Liquid, it does feel like they need the Blink Daggers or they need a really good smoke to get on top of heroes with the Shaker into like a vacuum echo or something along those lines. So LGD with more tools to start the fights.
Yeah, what you're describing is the ease of execution, right? Like, a lot of things have to go correctly for Team Liquid. Whereas, you know, LGD could even just fire off a Stifling Dagger into an X, into an arrow. They could chain it very freely.
There's a good start. It's an invis Shaker with the on-shot.
Did they notice that?
He burned away for just a split second there. It's actually a dire scan coming out to make sure nobody's sneaking around. As Liquid potentially looking to dive this tower, but it's a go. PA, the phase boot's already picked up, so they're going to send GH back to the jungle. They are trying to farm these enemy stacks. For now, those carries getting good farm. PA and Morphling neck and neck. But it's just this Magnus Lumi. Look how much he's getting. 3,300 net worth on 11. This is an incredible start for a Magnus.
By the way, I do want to point out that dire scan that was used on the bottom lane. It looked a little bit awkward. They were scanning right on top of themselves. What Team Liquid was worried was for a Moonlight Shadow initiation. All 5 heroes of LGD was missing off the map as that scan popped out. And they were just afraid that they were right on top of them. Maybe going to repel him back.
Oh, he is tanking the Starstorm here now, maybe being held in position
Got
for the
arrow.
time being. He has the leap back, the arrow forward. Good dodge by Miracle, steps away, forces him on his heels. As for now, and we do see a wrap around the Shaman potentially. Just looks like a ward being planted for now by Yao. Still no level 6 on the Shaman, nor on the Kunkka. All supports about to score their big ults. And then things could really accelerate.
Yeah, Toma's coming up as well, so I imagine Shaman might pick it up, although Kunkka also wants level 6, so we'll see where it goes to. Miracle going for this rune here.
Oh, if that arrow hits, you know there's a turret coming right after. But might not be enough to kill the Morphling anyway. There's no Ancient Apparition. There's no way to really stop that Morph, no Doom either, so they can chain stun him, but you should still toggle that on.
GH going for this bounty rune.
Nice victory for the Totem. They'll snag the bounty, rotate on towards the bottom lane. They have sent the Darkseer back to the jungle. So you can see Liquid trying to get a little bit extra, but Ame with a rather painful love bite. Gonna force GH on his heels, lobs in the dagger.
GH's gotta be careful. Siphoning Dagger's cooling down in 2 seconds. He could actually chase for this. He flinks in.
Dagger getting ready. Mind control there though with the save.
Dagger.
Waiting for the turnaround.
It's the
Ame's
juke.
chasing. Ame's getting
the
baited.
juke.
Ame's
Oh,
getting
the
baited.
crit.
Gets the crit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, salvaged.
GH made that play. Like, he did everything that he needed to do to survive that, but just somewhat unlucky with that crit.
Except he didn't pray to the RNG gods. Classic error.
Maybe one of the best PA players in the world for them crit skills.
That's how you beat the open AI. You just pray to the RNG gods. So LGD, I can't believe how much this Magnus is getting. Might be the best start 11 has had this tournament. Already blinked, he was gonna go for an Iron Talon. He's like, you know what, I don't need it. I'm just going straight for the blink. Already 1,600 gold on a mag, even stealing creeps now from Matumba Man.
I think this is going to be a fight here. X
Stealer to start, RP to follow, now the turret coming through. Connection with the boat, he's still alive, stays in fighting shape. Matumba Man turns it, cracked that Ghost Shroud. Arrow hits one with the arrow, threading the needle. Maybe does get interrupted. Echo to the rescue, perhaps, perhaps. Still goes down, a 1-for-1 exchange, and now they look for more. The crits come raining down. Ame bringing the pain and slicing on Mind Control. Now GH for the turn, the Totem flies in again. Fissure back the other way. So far, a 2-for-2, 2 cores for 2 cores, and Kuro with the Chain Frost ready. Almost had Ame at critical HP.
Matumba Man with the full magic wand popped the Ghost Shroud and went to full HP. We're going to watch it one more time. They changed him with just a tiny bit off, and that tiny second got off the spell, back to full HP, and his teammates come right at... Oh, the arrow too.
That could have been ugly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Yao finding openings here. In the meanwhile, as he does shove in this bottom lane, drop the wards. Let's see the tail end of this fight where Ame gets a couple of clutch crits. Again, GH still able to do a good job at turning these fights around for a Shaker who hasn't really been given a whole lot of space. After that fight, he's 1,000 gold towards his Blink Dagger. And we have seen some big Earthshaker performances this tournament. XXS from the offlane comes to mind. GH, probably his 3rd signature hero after the IO the Coddle. Some have chosen to ban it over those 2.
But let's not forget about the other offlaner in this game, Darkseer. I mean, Mind Control has been relatively silent so far, but he's also very near finishing his mech, just about 1,200 off. And once he's got that team fight that we saw earlier on the top lane will definitely turn in favor of Team Liquid.
3 Liquid heroes top, expecting some aggression to come from LGD, and indeed LGD are jumping in. The Scythe is there, brings Victoria down. Now the arrow, a swing and a miss. Liquid can retreat, but here comes the Starstorm. Not enough damage. Matumba Man getting away to safety. Mind Control still shoving in the middle lane, it looks like, while the Morphling split pushes bottom, so Liquid get the Kunkka kill. They get a tower as well. They really start to pull ahead here after that series of events. Now a 2,000 gold lead. Impressive turnaround from them.
You can see how important it is for LGD to actually chain stun the Necro and kill him before he gets a kill. 2 fights in a row now, he gets a kill right before he dies. And that second fight, you saw how much HP he was able to regen after the Reaper Scythe kill, and as a result, he survives that engagement. Moving forward, LGD needs to lock down Matumba Man and just get the burst kill. Instead, if that doesn't happen, he gets the HP regen, he gets the mech from the Darkseer, and the fights can get really ugly for LGD.
Lumi, talk to me about the Morphling pick this game. Just how good of a Morphling game do you think it is?
Well, there's not any inherent silences. You know, the Morphling game that we saw previously, sure, you got the strength morph, but then you're silenced throughout all of that spell. So Miracle, to me, he is going to be able to strength morph even through all of the disables that LG have. And I think at a certain point in this game, eventually he will just overcome everything. He will be able to even kill the PA quite easily, in my opinion, depending on the item selection that he goes for.
Speaking of said PA, already one Mithril Hammer picked up for Ame, is going to be rushing the Deso. Of course, does have the power to fall back on some Turbo Farm in the mid-game. LGD smoking up, looking to make a play here. They do have the Shaman wards ready again, but Miracle lurks in the tree line. He's going to send an illusion out to the lane. Will this bait LGD in? Are they going to fall for it? Good micro, and now they commit. In goes the dagger, X, Torrent, both. Psych. Miracle giggles from the trees. The arrow came crashing rather close to his real hero, but now the turnaround. Liquid know that without that boat, LGD are a bit vulnerable. They want to get out of here, but will they get out of here quickly enough? Yao could be cut off. Kuroki streaming in. Doesn't seem like they know Yao's taking the walk of shame back home. LGD quick to respond though. They have to blink on the Magnus, and now they're looking for the top lane. GH, how quick will his reactions be? Will LGD get the jump? They're going to move in, but it is nighttime, and just calmly lumbering past GH is not scouted here by Victoria. He gets away to safety, and meanwhile, they found Yao in the mid lane. Diving him, insta Reaper Scythe. Off with your head, says Matumba Man. Liquid finding a nice kill.
I really like the way that Matumba Man has played this game so far. Every time his Reaper Scythe has come off cooldown, he's actively looking to use it. He's not really playing the one here. That position goes to Miracle. Miracle is going to be the ultimate carry of the game. And Necropulse, even though you don't make too many rotations, standard game of Necro, this game he is, because he needs to create the space for the heavier farmer, a Morphling.
He's gone for the Veil. Excellent pickup for the mid-game burst, and they certainly have the magic damage to follow this up. Even later, should Miracle opt for that Ethereal Blade build, as he does continue to muscle down this tower in the bottom lane. Quick replicate away, back to the river and away to safety. Meanwhile, Victoria having a bit of a fish here. They found Kuro in the trees. Arrow comes through. Starstorm to follow up. He stays alive. Chain Frost to bounce, and PH hits not enough damage. They will get out, at least for now, and potentially Mind Control in danger. Ame daggering forward, has to beware the Shaker. The dust getting popped out, pulled back in. Fissure is there and shuts down Victoria on the high ground. Now, Miracle looking for more. Chasing after maybe. Diving him deep. Diving him deep. This is uphill, and he still commits. He's got to wait for him ready, but the crit comes out. Miracle may overextend here. Wave just gets him. Now TP's away. Miracle's out of there.
Huge play here coming out from Team Liquid. LGD is the team that's supposed to bring their aggression. They have all their tools. They got the RP, they got the bow, and of course they got the Serpent Wards, but it's Team Liquid that's making all of these active smoke ganks up to your Ancients, up into your jungle, and all of a sudden GH has a Blink Dagger finish, 17 minutes. I think it's go time for Team Liquid.
So crucial that he dodged that gank attempted by LGD. They wanted to deny this blink, slow it down. I guess you know who's in the lead right now.
What a strong timing that Team Liquid has. Not only is that Blink Dagger finish, you got the mech on the Darkseer. He's going for a blink of his own. We're going to see some wombo combo team playing. Blink, vacuum, blink, echo. Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
LGD do have the boat. Potentially could interrupt that combo, just giving them the extra survivability if it's timed right, but it's just
cast it fast enough.
It's such a quick initiation.
Yeah.
Liquid, very tough to time it right.
And then of course Matumba Man could be coming in here with the Reaper Scythe as well. He's saving up 2,500 gold. Normally, a lot of the Necros we've seen so far in the tournament has opted for things like Pipe. Sometimes you see Blink. I wonder what he's going to be going for this game.
GH executing 11, solo kill on the Magnus. That, I believe, was the Blink debut. Puts him at level 12. Well, that great start the Magnus had. He was once highest in net worth, second highest. He's now just barely ahead of the Shaker. GH stepping up on the big stage.
Queuing up for that Yule Scepter. Very good item choice against Kunkka. You don't want to get X-Torrent comboed, so one of the easiest way to get out of it.
Can be a good way to kite potentially. As well, we're going to see a take-out on this Necro. So pure burst damage from Matumba. As they set up mid, they dive on Ame. There's the scythe coming through. The damage is there. Liquid get another one. The hits just keep on coming.
And the most impressive thing about the Team Liquid performance so far is how easy they're making it look. You know, something that you brought up earlier, it's so easy for LGD to chain one disable into another. Liquid is working on Blink Fissure, and that's pretty much it. And despite of that, they're still making kills happen everywhere, and now they're going right into the Roshan.
PA, no buyback. It, on paper, is a freebie for Liquid. We'll see if LGD dare contest. They lob in the arrow. They do get the stun on mind control here. But the Frost Armor keeping everyone very durable. Mag is back. They lack the damage without the PA, I want to say, Lumi, but they may try for it regardless. We've seen so many clutch Roche fights. So many teams that have given their all around the pit, and the Roche drop arrow. It's going to hit. It connects on the Morphling. That's not enough on its own. 11 tries to hit in. Now the RP. The wards get dropped. The trap is thrown. Age is stolen by 11. Radiant take the fight. Can they take the win? Now Shackley Miracle, but he's still healthy. In the pit he stands. LGD are going to lose another. Shaman down. They locked one in the corner, and they will slay the Kunkka. That's 3 in total. They lost their Aegis. They lost their Roche. But maybe an opening to take an objective now with the RP committed, the wards down, and at least for 10 seconds here, the hero advantage.
That was a definite LGD victory, right? Okay, PA still died. He died before the fight happened, so let's not count him in. You lost a Shadow Shaman and Kunkka, and you stole the Aegis. 11 still has the Aegis right now. That arrow hits, and it's go time for LGD. Perfect combination going in. He takes the Aegis, and they decide to take a fight, which perhaps was a curious decision there. Didn't actually end up working out, but they only lost your 5 and your 4. Great turn event here for LGD.
It's definitely a huge win for them. Liquid really want to have that Aegis on the Morphling so they could be sieging, maybe put it on the Necrophos, and he could just be tank up in front. But now,
in lane,
going again. The Scythe is there. Takes Same down. Same combo. Liquid keep on delivering just as soon as the PA respawns, trying to get back to farming.
I really feel for him, man.
Down again.
A lot of time to think about life decisions as you get Reaper Scythe.
He really wants this BKB now. So much magic damage from Liquid.
I mean, does BKB even help? The way that Liquid is chain stunning him, you could have the BKB, but you just will be dead. I think it's more important for LGD to have the vision advantage, as well as having teammates actually bow him out.
Mind control is going to blink here onto Yao. There is some backup coming in. Kuro has the Chain Frost, back him in. Now blast him up. Still chasing forward. Torrent gets lobbed in, but it won't help Yao. Gets off the hex, gets off the nukes. Mind control, scores the kill. Yao down. And now Liquid crushing in, but meanwhile, GH is able to force them on their heels, and all the while the Morphling split pushing bottom. The Roche fight, sure, very bad for Liquid, not the result that they were hoping for. They got a couple kills, but they gave up that Aegis. But the game plan, Lumi, Liquid want to be finding these small pickoffs and split pushing with the Morphling, and the game plan is being executed.
Yeah, LGD definitely wants to group up and go for a smoke of their own, but unfortunately they keep just losing random heroes here and there, and thus their smoke timing has been really delayed. We've seen the Blink Dagger picked up on 11. You keep saying that this is one of his best offlane games, but how many RPs have we actually seen apart from that Roshan one? LGD has never really been able to, do something proactive.
Just doesn't seem like they've been blessed with the vision. The early laning stage they had it, got the first blood, but it's been quiet ever since. They Moonlight Shadow out of the base. Their dire vision also pretty lacking right now. But they are playing safe. Mind control off in the trees in the bottom lane. 4 Liquid heroes clustered up mid. Looks like Liquid are trying to bide their time as Miracle farms towards the E-Blade.
You want to talk about LGD's itemization a little bit. I really like what they're going for. You see the medallion that's coming out from the Shadow Shaman. You want to itemize against the Frost Armor of the Lich. Same idea here from the Desolator of the PA. And also one more important item to talk about is Mirana going for that Diffuser Blade. Ghost Shroud on the other side is going to be super annoying, so maybe he's going to knock that one out before it gets too annoying.
Obviously gives you a lot of stats, very efficient when you have a Magnus with Empower. So LGD still trying to crack these towers.
Oh, they're going to fall for this illusion again.
Are they going to get baited in?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Oh boy, even the bow committed. That is 2 illusion baits this game alone.
And look, immediately, Liquid says, low, let's smoke gank, let's go. They don't have their big ults.
If LGD have their wits about them, they should know they need to run now.
And they are.
Back to the base, but still, it's going to be freedom for Liquid around the map.
I think that's going to be a tier 2, right? I think Team Liquid feels confident enough to push into the tier 2. Despite, Miracle is not even that big yet. He's still 1,000 go away from the shotgun.
All right, 2 more illusion baits and all the outer towers are down. This is the pace that Liquid can keep up here. Sure, why not? Certainly seems to be working. Meanwhile, split pushing, maybe tries to slow things down in the bottom lane, but it's Miracle doing the heavy lifting mid for it. having a fish. They'll try to break that linkage, but realistically, you are not going on this Morphling without RP. And so another tower falls. Liquid up against the Shaman. Have another look. Oh, this is just cruel to 11. Make him think about his mistakes. But eyes on the prize here for the Liquid boys. They've got a big tower advantage now, Lumi.
Yes, they do. And they got the Roshan control advantage as well. Let's talk about which team has the better Rosh lineup. I think LGD still has the edge. They got the Moonlight Shadow. They can scout easily with Arrow. We saw how effectively they fought with their AoE next to the Roshan as well. And they could easily steal it by committing the Mass Serpent Ward as well as Medallion Courage. Whereas I think Team Liquid definitely wants to rely on a Reaper Scythe kill first before they go into the Roshan pit, which they have been getting.
Well, Liquid have a cannon now. Miracle has picked up his E-Blade. Throw that together with the Dagon.
And the Reaper Scythe.
And the Reapers. You are 100 to 0ing pretty much anyone. And the thing for LGD is, I mean, I mentioned the boat, but really there's not a good save. Do they even have like no Force Staff? So
yeah, you want things like Force Staff, Glimmer Cape, but nobody's working towards those items.
Glimmer Cape sounds amazing right now. It feels like LGD needs something like that to even have a chance at keeping a hero alive who gets chain stunned.
It's just one of those situations where you need a ton of items, but like you mentioned, LGD hasn't really been getting the towers, so some of these supports are just really, really poor. The mech at least is finished on Victoria, so he adds a little bit more to that save department.
Well, mirror movements here from both squads, but LGD, the slower gang, as they did drop a ward, they tried to smoke up, but Liquid already did the same thing. They went head on, and Miracle, chewing through this tower top, is going to bring down the last outer tower. LGD, the map starts to shrink for them now. They're not yet held completely in the base. Still, it feels like Liquid with the solid map control edge. It's only these LGD wards that can help mitigate that, and they do have some good ones, Lumi. It's starting to feel like Liquid could really use a gem.
Rana walks up the hill and just gets 100 to 0, like you mentioned. The shotgun wasn't even there. That was just Veil, Dagon. I think Chain Frost was committed. And of course,
imagine if the E-Blade is thrown out in the midst of that. I don't know what LGD do if they just keep on giving up these kills. They have what seem like pretty good wards around the map, but somehow Liquid are always finding the holes. They're finding the weaknesses and they're punishing.
I think the tough part here for LGD moving forward is how to break high ground. I mean, you're able to get these random pickoffs here and maybe get the outer towers, but going up high ground against X-Bolt as well as RP, and of course the dangerous skewers is going to be somewhat difficult. I think Team Liquid, if they feel a little bit more reserved, they should wait for the Aegis. Of course, they could also just rely on the pickoff and then go for the high ground, which is seemingly what they're waiting for right now.
Well, they are farming all the while, now up to a 12,000 gold lead. Liquid continue to pull away here. Slow but steady progress being made now as 11 with the Shadowblade still trying to find his first opening of the game. Liquid are looking to set up mid. They're going to send in the replicate. Quick jump forward. The shotgun comes through and 11 will dodge away. Now they break the linkage. The dagger connects. About half of Miracle's health gone with that. Still they look to chase the Echo. GH with the interruption. Now the follow-up and all hell breaks loose. Still 11. He was fishing for the RP. He did cancel it. Ame though, he's committed his BKB. He's not killing anyone. The Chain Frost forcing 11 away. Trying to bring down Kuro. Will he even do that? No, he won't. LGD escape, and now Somnus left to the Wolves, left to the Darkseer, left to the Fissure.
The back line.
A clean 3-0 sweep.
They committed the Mass Serpent Ward as well as the Mirana Arrow and leaping in for the Morphling kill. But as I mentioned earlier, you could still strength more throughout all of that, and he did survive through it. GH came in to help, the Darkseer came in to help, and they win a 3-0 victory, and now it's high ground.
Such a clinical showing by Liquid here in game one thus far.
They still have RP.
They do, but look at the spread. It's so hard to get the initiation. The skewer, however, that could be better. Good jump in, but 11 blasted in the face by Miracle. No chance he gets out of there. Now the PA, no BKB available. Used it earlier in the last fight. Can be controlled. Trying to interrupt. Victoria looks to save the day, and now the RP. The buyback was blown. 11's going to get something out of this. Chasing forward towards the throne. Liquid look for the reset. If they can just walk out cleanly, it's a huge win for them. They maybe lose the Shaker. That's still all right. Miracle has his eyes on this Rainrax. Is about to drop 11. Second time. Sweet and better, and that's a miss. Liquid now still trying to retreat, but the X's, they keep on catching them, bringing down the Darkseer. Nonetheless, they got the racks. They force out the Magnus buyback, and they do get out with the cores.
Huge Team Liquid victory. Tough defense here for LGD, but They got to make sure they can only really fight with RP and BKB intact. We saw the RP coming in. It was 3-man RP. Unfortunately, at that time, I believe PA just took a shotgun to the face, so she couldn't attack.
And her BKB was on cooldown as well. If she has BKB with the power and they get that RP, like if all those conditions are met, then it's potentially 2-3 kills. But barring that, it gets tricky. And Lumi, it's a PA against Frost Armor.
Yeah.
So it's not even guaranteed Ame can dish out enough damage as he is not ahead in terms of item progression.
And also moving forward, it's going to be relatively easy for Team Liquid to position themselves in a way where they don't get 3-man RP. You just put the Morphling in the front, or you put even the Necrophos in the front. They do enough damage to these buildings that you can only commit that 1 or 2 heroes in the front. The rest just stay back. Make sure you have the mech ready. Make sure you have GH's counter initiation ready. And it's going to be tough for the 3-man RP that 11 has to look for at this point.
It felt like even the dream way for LGD to start that fight, right? You want to start with the Blink Skewer rather than committing the RP early so the Shaker can't just interrupt the combo. And they still got run over. So Fearsome going to the next fight. Gem was picked up in the midst of all that, so Matumba Man now can try to keep that map control advantage for them. These wards are likely to be eradicated in relatively short order. LGD still looking to creep out of their base. They want to catch Liquid off guard. They've got a ward. They've got the vision, but they don't have the range. Liquid back away. Liquid know they can be slow here. They can be patient. Let the Darkseer do his thing top. Let Matumba Man just hold the mid line, and Miracle can be off to the races in the bottom lane, shoving it in, going back to the woods.
There is a world that LGD could just walk into Roche and just steal it. They have so much physical damage with that PA, they could do it quite quickly, especially with the Medallion of the Shaman.
There's also a world in which they get baited by an illusion again. Here he comes, Ion Shell straight in the pit. Surely third time will not be the charm for Liquid. Surely LGD won't fall for this. But they lurk. It's tempting. It's juicy.
All right, they hex it. Get out of my face.
Oh, come on, yeah. You know you wanted to ward trap it.
PA, just letting some daggers loose.
There's going to be a mind game play, Lumi, this game, where it's actually the real hero, and they're not going to go on it because they're just so used to getting baited out. But Liquid, no mind games now. Straight down the middle lane. X, Torrent, both, big commitment arrow, puncturing the Necrophos. Can they bring him down? Will he get up that Ghost Shroud? So low, he's dead. Huge pick, but GH answers back. Totem into the LGD heart. RP was there. Connects on 2. Can they bring down Miracle? The BKB's dead, and now a bouncing is the chain front. Miracle bulldozing his way through 11. That's 4. Can he get the fit?
Yes, he can.
It's about to be an ultra. GH denies him, but it's a full 5-man wipe. And now Liquid into the pit. Aegis and Cheese, their prize.
They lose 5. They lose Roche. Then Midrax is going to be going down. The critical thing for me in that last team fight is that Ame popped his BKB and did absolutely nothing with it. He went for the initial kill, but after that he just got bonked by GH. As soon as he turned onto the Morphling, BKB ended, and he just got blown up.
Well, Mind Control has a game 2 to play. He's already just poking on this mid. Rax will bring the melee down with the help of Miracle. Where are the buybacks? There's nothing on the Magnus. There's nothing on the PA. It might be 2 full lanes by the time LGD can rejoin. And with this Morphling's closing distance, the range you can attack from, LGD have to be careful not to give up a free kill before that fight even truly begins. So Liquid, they grab the second melee. They turn back for the second rage. 2 lanes of Rax are theirs. 1 till the Megas.
RP is still down for 45.
I think Liquid, you go for more, Luke.
Yeah, I think you can.
Top lane's even pushing in. How convenient.
I think Miracle, what he's looking for is a quick kill with that Ethereal Blade.
He's almost a butterfly at this point.
He's so rich.
This Morphling is gigantic, and he's doing it against a PA with Empower, but there's just been so many kills and so many successful fights.
I mean, how often have we even seen PA farm with Empower? Every time he goes out to farm, he dies.
Just gets blasted.
So look at this team fight again, and look at Ame's positioning. He pops the BKB, and he's going to go in for that Necrophos kill, but afterwards, he just does no damage. Things about walking left, things about walking right, and as a result,
he like wanted to go on the Lich as a follow-up, and then he's maybe thinking about GH, but GH has already used Echo, already gotten a kill, so really doesn't even matter. And just even a few seconds of hesitation, it's already too late.
Yeah, Morphling's damage output is so big that you hesitate for a second or two, especially during your early BKBs.
The problem with running the PA at like when you're playing from this disadvantage is PA is somewhat like a Sven, all about those quick burst kills early in the fights, or just being so far that you can just chase and snowball. But you can't burst a Morphling. Not with this lineup, it doesn't feel, unless he makes a horrible error.
Yeah, and Team Liquid is doing a great job itemizing against that burst kill. You know, they're getting HP items,
They have crossed armor already.
Yeah, they got, you know, mech and greaves and all that stuff. So as the game moves on, it gets harder and harder for a PA to actually search for those burst kills, especially when you're so behind.
Now an item that can really get Phantom Assassin fits as well, as the Silver Edge is completed on GH. He hasn't even really been needed to keep her down, but this item alone can just ruin a PA.
I mean, let's not forget that Enchant Totem also gives you 100% True Strike, you know, when you give her the totem. So we learned that from the group stage.
Yes, it is. It is not fun to be on the PA side of that matchup if you're behind. They are showing Ame here top. Liquid content to do this slowly, deliberately. It might buy time for the Magnus buyback, but truthfully, Lumi, his buyback doesn't matter. He's got 1 RP. It's either the first life or the second. He's unlikely to have a big impact with 2.
Yeah, and all Liquid needs to do is just send Miracle in the front and just hit the building. Don't need to overcommit. Don't need to clump up as 3 or 4.
Arrow will connect, but Miracle just casually giving himself a bit of extra strength to tank through this, and now the sight comes through. Glimmer was there.
Yep.
Good save by LGD. Even Miracle diving in deeper. He secures the kill, bringing the Shaman down. That's their Hex. That actually frees things up a lot. Miracle could be much more confident as he chews through that tier 3. Looking for the melee now. This might be the Magus. They're going to blink in, and he jumps forward deeper into the front lines, but he gets pulled back. He's being chunked down rather rapidly here. Torrent, BKB, how low can you go? Miracle still fighting this one out. Still is the
How is he still alive?
waves away. They can't kill the man.
11 still has that RP.
They want
going to
more.
drop it here?
Liquid chasing Ame back, diving him almost to the well, and then they
GG.
turn, and LGD are defeated here in game 1.
Wow.
GH all smiles in the booth.
I think the crazy thing to remember was that LGD were just...
Perhaps as they smoke up a bit late. Pretty rare for most teams to go for this type of smoke play. You generally see it when a team gets their opponents off guard or perhaps is an underdog. They will get that hill ward down. LGD now sweeping from right to left and heading north.
LGD
have a ward here. They've got eyes on Matumba Man. They could potentially set up for a first
If
blood.
they land the shackle, that's like first blood.
It's about to be caught. The shackle's coming through. The blink is there. The torrent to connect. LGD will draw the first blood.
Beautiful smoke. Not only did they get the first blood, they also got the lane they wanted. They don't want to put the melee PA against the Darkseer. Instead, they're going to put it against Matumba Man, and I think Matumba Man needs to just walk bottom. There's no way he's going to actually make that lane happen yet, and he does. So lane switch now coming out from Team Liquid. They are already in a big disadvantage.
Yeah, if you ever have to get into a lane swap war, you want to be the team that moves first, especially as the lanes do start off here. So LGD going to be happy with that. They also got 3 bounty runes. All things looking up for them in the very early on, Lumi. It's been such a high impact hero for them throughout the event. Perhaps his best support.
And we're seeing the weaknesses of the Liquid draft in terms of lane. We're going to see a shackle coming through. There is a skewer backward. Can he actually make it work? Torrent is going to hit skewer back right into the tower. Matumba Man's going to take a hit or 2. Victoria on a killing spree. Wow.
GH looking for the save there. Actually cut off any chance of retreat with that fissure. And LGD, every rotation working out thus far. As far as the lanes go, CS looking relatively even here with Miracle. A bit of an edge early mid, but elsewhere the core is relatively on the same pace. So we do see Victoria now setting up on GH bottom, X in. Just some harassment from him. They're settling into a tri-lane of their own. They might even send 11 up top. Leave him 1v1 against the Darkseers. They're going to have a fish. Torrent connects. Matumba Man could be in danger. They can't afford to lose him again. He gets body blocked a little bit. Tries to make it back. The long range shackled. Yao, no mercy. 11 neither, and they might get
wait.
it home. LGD got to run now. 11 low, being pursued out. Kurogi, can he finish him off? They get 1. They'd love to get 11-2. The cooldown lacking. The mana also on GH as 11 TPs out, barely escaping. So LGD, they do go for the lane swap, but first, they set up that additional kill bottom.
Yeah, the Team Liquid strategy is just basically power farm Miracle in the mid lane with the Lich and Morphling. And granted, he is doing great, but they're paying a lot from these other lanes. The Lich now also forced to TP to other lanes to help out the lanes. I think LD, every time we cast a Lich game, this always seems to happen. The Lich is just feeling so much pressure on the other side of the map, and he's forced to help out.
This Lich, though, getting his early experience. Kuroki is level 4. He's participated, in fact, secured 2 of their kills So definitely not struggling the way some of those other Liches were. His rotations have mostly paid off.
Definitely, but it's not game plan A, right? Like this is more of like
it's an excellent execution of plan B.
Right.
At least for now. They're going to bring a third hero in mid, and they set up on Mr. Miracle. Already he's got the 2 points and more. He's a pretty early moment. We'll see GH coming in.
They know that
middle laning. They know he's still up the arrow.
Exactly, yeah.
They could try for an early first blood play, but also Kuroki, no Frost Blast, so perhaps not just yet.
No waveform either. Level 1 here from Team Liquid is actually quite weak. And
seems like just a little zoning then from GH. Yeah. Maybe looking to punish, maybe if he gets out too far. So with the way the lanes have shaken out now, we do see Matumbo Man go down bottom. They're going to potentially try to set up here a mind control in the top lane. They make their move. The Shackle's coming through. Torrent to connect. Darkseer in danger. Not yet level 2. It's going to be a second kill for LGD. But while that was happening, Liquid struck back in the middle lane. They do take maybe down. So 2-1 across the board.
Normally Kunkka is really considered as a weak laning hero, but you can see that the Shadow Shaman's definitely enabling him. Shackle does a ton of damage, and then the follow with Torrent. You're looking at like 3 to 4 seconds of chain stun, and not many heroes will be able to survive that in this stage of the game.
They've identified a weakness here in the LGD Vision game. There is no war towards the bottom half of the map. They might be able to set up an 11 after making that play mid. He's very low in the trees, and GH gives him a quick thwack, but won't pursue further. Matumbo Man a bit slow as a follow-up hero. So it looks like LGD are going to settle down in their own right. They rotate off of the offensive tri-lane, leaving just Ame on his own here top looming.
Mind Control seeing that now the supports have rotated to the bottom. After seeing Yao porting to the bottom, then the Darkseer feels a little bit safe to walk to the top. But he always has to react where Yao is. If Yao disappears off the map, then the Darkseer also has to do so, because he's going to just die to Shackle Torrent again.
So Liquid do continue to rotate. They're now going to leave that Shaker down in the bottom lane. Mind Control still on his own. It's LGD coming up top, and they actually get the connection here on the Torrent. Mind Control does have the Surge available, but there may be
There's
X in play, so he's just trying to hoof it back, and as he moves, he gets around the tree line, but LGD were ready to get a follow-up Torrent. Damage coming through. They might net yet another kill. Indeed, they do. Taking the Darkseer down. Liquid are struggling to deal with this Victoria Kunk